Hello and welcome. I'm Annette Reeder from the biblicalnutritionist.com, and today it's all about how do we get those greens in our diet. You know you need them. You know I've taught you over and over and over again we have to eat greens to be healthy, yet maybe a few of you have been holding off. Well, today I'm going to share with you how to get those greens in the diet, what qualifies as a green, and why we need to be eating greens in our diet every day. Well, thank you for watching and letting me share with you God's recipe for excellent health, and it always includes the number one ingredient. God loves you. He loves you with an amazing, everlasting, unending love, and He's the same yesterday, today, and forever, and He desires to have a personal relationship with you, and it doesn't matter what happened in the past. He is a forgiving and a loving God. Now, let's go inside because it's cold out here and check out the greens that we have. Now, as we go in the store, I hope you have a store that you like to shop at. If you're ever in Richmond, please check out Tom Leonard's. It's just a fun shop. Now, when we think about greens, we need to realize that greens are about anti-aging. And I don't know about you, but I keep getting older and I don't want to look like it. So if you're into anti-aging, then pay attention to today's video. Well, sure enough, the band's playing. They always seem to upstage me when I come in the store. Well, as you can see, we have quite an assortment of greens, and greens is going to include, yes, your asparagus, your Brussels sprouts, your broccolini, your broccoli. All of these greens, they all count, especially your kale and your collards, your Swiss chard, all of that. Celery counts, green onions even count, and zucchini counts. Okay, pineapple, no, that doesn't count. But going back up here, all of these count, and the more we can get in our diet every day, the healthier you're going to be, because greens are part of an anti-aging effect. That means your bones, your skin, your blood, your heart, that's all going to be affected by how many greens you get in your diet every day. So I'm going to grab a bunch of these greens. We're going to take it home to my kitchen, and I'm going to show you all of the different ways that we can add this to our diet. Other greens to consider would include your cucumbers and also peppers, green beans, zucchini, and cabbage. Now, although pickles are healthy, but they're healthy for a different reason, so they do not count as your greens. Now, these also look very delicious, but they don't count as your greens. Green yogurts do not count. Green jellos don't count either. And especially green veggie straws do not count. Simplest way to get the greens in your diet is in a smoothie. Add your favorite liquid, add your frozen fruit, plus a banana will also help to, if the greens have a strong flavor, it'll help eliminate that. Add whatever greens you want, spinach, kale, collards, whatever. I always throw in my favorite protein, and I'll even throw in some collagen to keep my skin looking nice. I'll put links to both of those down below. Blend it up. Now you have a perfect smoothie with the greens already in it. Who doesn't love some good chips? So if you were to take some kale and some collards, you can even do this with spinach. It's just a little bit more limp and it doesn't always turn out as well, but definitely we can do it with the kale. You just want to remove the big stems. They don't make good for the chips. So remove the stems, keep the leaves. We'll toss it with some olive oil, decorate it with some onion and garlic and salt, and bake it, and yum, we have our own personal chips. And here we have our chips. So these are going to be delicious. Here I put together just a spinach salad with some cranberries and some blueberries, some almond slivers, and some feta cheese. Simple, easy to take to an event. I'm actually taking this to a Shabbat tonight, and everyone's going to love it. Broccoli, you can do just about anything with it. It could go in the smoothies, go in a salad. You could just eat it raw. My grandson loves it raw, but my husband loves it roasted. So today I'm going to go ahead and make these roasted. Just toss them with some olive oil and some seasoning, and it definitely has to have a garlic flair to it. So I've got to sprinkle some garlic on it. Put some olive oil on it and some seasoning and some garlic, and just make sure it's all on each one of them. Always use the stem, chop it up in small pieces. They're delicious. Now, as long as I don't burn this, we'll be good. Broccoli is done, and it is perfect. That's exactly how I want it. And you flip them over, they're a little bit browned. If I cook them anymore, I usually tend to forget about them and then burn them. So these are going to be delicious. So here we have the Brussels sprouts. I'm going to go ahead and trim the bottoms off and take off some of the outer leaves that just don't look good. And I'm going to turn this into a salad. These could easily be roasted the same as broccoli. They could be thrown in your smoothie. They could be put in a soup. Whatever you want to do, Brussels sprouts can be just a great addition. And it does count for a green. I'm going to go ahead and just saute some butter. You could use olive oil. I'm going to put in some onions and some green peppers, and we are going to make a breakfast dish. Actually, I say breakfast, but you could eat this any time of the day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever works for you. So here we have a head of cabbage. You're used to understanding about coleslaw, and now you're getting familiar with fermented and making your own sauerkraut, and both of those are really good options. Yet there's even more we can do. With the cost of food, cabbage is still relatively cheap. And so you could take this and make this your sandwich wrap. Just put your filling in it, roll it up, and then eat this for your bread. But the other thing is, I like to shred it and then saute it with some onions and then throw in my scrambled eggs, and I have the perfect breakfast. It is so delicious. So I'm just going to go ahead and shred this up. I'm going to make some of it into a coleslaw dish, and the rest of it I'm going to saute it in with some eggs to show you my favorite breakfast. If you want to use it for just weight control, weight maintenance, weight loss, it is a good one for that. You've got the fiber, you've got the greens, so it counts for that. You got the protein of the eggs. It's just an all-around perfect meal. So for making my cruciferous scramble, I went ahead and I sauteed some onions and some green pepper. To this, I'm going to add just about 1.5 cups of my cabbage. Get that cooking so it's nice and tender, and then I'm going to throw 2 eggs in. And this is definitely enough for 2 people. So delicious. You season that a little bit. I use a little bit of a product called Nature Seasoning. I'll show that to you. It is non-MSG. Otherwise, you could just use your own red salt, Redmond's red salt, and a little bit of hand-cranked pepper, and you get just a great assortment of flavor. The cabbage is pretty limp now, so I can go ahead and add the eggs and stir them in. I'm just going to scramble them in. Now, if I was teaching you in class, I would have said to crack each egg separately in a bowl to make sure they're nice and fresh before you add them to a dish, but just assume I did that. And this is just how I cook it. It is so good. It's kind of like making a rice stir fry, only it's my cruciferous stir fry. I used cabbage, but you could have used collards, you could have used kale. Spinach is okay, it's not a flavor that I am super excited about. This is just so much better. At this point, I'm just cooking until the eggs are done because everything else is ready to be eaten. Hopefully you're seeing so many different ways to get greens in your diet. We're not limited to salads. We're not limited to smoothies. We can be very creative. I use cookbooks for inspiration, but I just use my own mind and my own passions for ideas and then let it go from there. There we go. It is done. I have some of my favorite dishes here that a friend of mine gave them to me. When I use things like this, I just always reminds me of the person who gave them to me. She was downsizing and moving, and I just fell in love with these dishes. So there we go. We have a delicious breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I'm going to show you a different scramble using the greens. We're going to start with a little bit of oil in the pan. You could use olive oil, avocado oil, or even some butter, whatever works for you. We're going to add some onions and saute them. And I've got it a little bit too hot. Let me turn it down a little bit. We're also going to saute some collards. Now I tried to remove all of the stems. Looks like I've got one there. And I forgot one there. I don't really want the big stems in this, so I'm going to take them out. I'm just going to get them a little bit to the wilted stage, and then we're going to add in some hash browns. Okay, they're wilted. Now I have about 2 cups of hash browns. I buy dehydrated hash browns. I can get them in a 5-gallon bucket. They're part of my prepper supply. And then I just have to rehydrate them with some boiling water and let them sit for about 10 minutes, and then I have perfect hash browns. I don't like the frozen kind in the grocery store. I prefer the dehydrated. They're a little bit a healthier version. Make sure I've got some salt and pepper on there. Okay, that is looking good. I'm going to create 2 little bird's nests, and we're just going to drop an egg in there, pop it in the oven, and bake it. And you could always top this off with some cheese, your favorite variety, right before you put it in the oven. There we go. Pop that in the oven, and then we'll bake it, and then we can enjoy. Here we have our baked dish, our baked hash with some eggs. How long you cook it is totally up to you and how you like your eggs, how runny you like them. So these aren't super runny, which is the way I like them. And so you would just dish this up, put it on a plate, and enjoy. I have a soup. It is so delicious. I actually made it 2 days ago, which is why the kale is a little bit not quite as bright and green as it was on day 1. But I took some rice, I took some tomatoes, chopped tomatoes, some black beans. I added to it some broth. You could use a vegetable broth or your own chicken broth. And then I just threw in handfuls and handfuls of chopped kale. And I love this dish. It's perfect for a cold winter day. It's perfect for weight loss. It's perfect for satiety. It's just an all-around a good dish of soup. Well, I hope I've taken away all of your excuses for adding more greens in your diet. Remember, we are called to finish this race well. We are called to stay on mission until the very end and not get caught up in all of the diseases. So this is what you would call a longevity spread. This is about keeping you strong every day that God has for you. I taught you that you can eat it fresh, you can eat it raw. And especially, which I didn't bring out, but the cilantro or parsley, just taking off a leaf every once in a while throughout the day, just make a vase of it on your counter, is going to give your liver a burst of cleansing. It's going to help your palate, it's going to help your enzymes, it's going to help your digestion, but most importantly, it's going to help your liver. And all of us, whether we are aware of it or not, need help with that area of our body. There's too many toxins in our environment that are interfering with our liver's ability to just do an ongoing detox. So help it out. Grab some leaves off your cilantro, go ahead and eat it, or your parsley. They're both excellent for this purpose. So eat them raw, put them in your smoothie, put them in your salad, make chips, roast them in the oven. All of the greens can be roasted. Make a coleslaw, or maybe even make a cruciferous cabbage stir fry for breakfast. Make your own soup, just throw it in any soup, any casserole, and even make your own little eggs in a basket with throwing it in with your hash browns, or I could have also used just chunks of sweet potatoes, and the oven would have baked them completely. They wouldn't have had to been cooked ahead of time, and you just have, there's no excuse anymore. I've erased all your excuses, but I haven't even exhausted all of the possibilities with adding greens to your diet. My goal today is just to get you to look at more options, get minimum 2 cups of greens in your diet every day, because I'm here to help you finish well. You are the reason I do what I do. Well, thanks for letting me share with you God's recipe for excellent health. It does include lots of greens, but it also includes lots of understanding of how much He loves you. Be sure and check out the website, thebiblicalnutritionist.com. And if you want to start experiencing for yourself God's recipe for excellent health, go to our academy, biblicalnutritionacademy.com. Check out the courses there so that you can start learning at your own pace. And if you say, Annette, these are good, but I just really want you to help coach me through this, then sign up for our Inner Circle waitlist and I will do just that. Until next time, remember, God loves you.